Hello, this is Johnny. I'm using an image called VertiWild version 1.7. This one have track mode and emulator that support snap, video snap. So I like this one, and it's under, I think it's 6 gig, and when you burn it, you could burn on 8 gig, but I want to add more vertical game. So I'm using 32 gig. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. So you press any button for a joystick. So first one is gonna be D-pad. It's gonna do up, down, left, right. Okay, that's the pattern you're gonna do for the other two joystick. Then you do the start button, select, then A button, B button, X button, Y button. Then you're gonna do the left shoulder. So I'm using an Xbox right here. So my left shoulder is right here. So, and this is the D-pad. This is your left analog, the right analog. Okay, and that's, I'm gonna use that as a home to go back, or you could use a select and start. This is my A, B, X, and Y. This is my left shoulder, and this is my trigger button. Left trigger, right shoulder button, and then trigger button right there. Okay, so let's continue. So you say left shoulder. So press my left shoulder, right shoulder, my left trigger, and now I'm having some problem with my left trigger. Why is it not working? Okay, right trigger. It's not working either. Okay, the left thumb will be right here. Right here, the left thumb. Okay, left thumb, right thumb. Then the left analog, this one you can't read it because it's vertically, so you're gonna press vertically, you're gonna press up, down, left, and right. Okay, so up, down, left, and right. This one you're gonna use the right one, right, and it's also gonna be up, down, left, and right. Okay, so we're gonna press up, down, left, and right. Last one is going to be the home key, so I'm going to use this Xbox home key, and that's it. Press A, and that's pretty much the joystick for the. For some reason, I have a problem with my Xbox configuring the trigger button, but I'm gonna fix that later on. So I'm just gonna press A to get out here, and this is what you will see on the this one come with the 40 game. Oop, I'm in the wrong one. Let me go back. This is the main, and it have a video. See, so it's pretty cool. It have a built-in emulator, the snap, so you could see the video. The one I showed you before, it was that one. The one I showed you last time, if you haven't seen the video, is for Dig and Dug. And I decided that why put it on Dig and Dug when I already have a Centipede. So I went and returned my Dig and Dug, and I'm going to use the Arcade1up Centipede, the full version, 17 inches, to play the game. To me, it's better this way, and I'm have enough space to put trackball and a spinner on this machine. Where the Dig and Dug, I don't have that option. So I'm gonna make this one a vertical arcade. Alright, so let me get out here, press B. And let me show you. This one comes with 790 game, where the Final Burnout comes with 40 game. Now, for some reason, Final Burnout doesn't have the video. Oop. Go back to Final Burnout. Final Burnout, for some reason, doesn't have video or the image. Okay, so I'm not sure why. So I might want to fix that, so that way I could use it on both the emulator and the track mode. And I'm gonna add more pinball game into this system. So you got 41 plus, so you got 830. Let me go back and do my math. Press B. You got 41 plus how much? 790. Yeah. So that will give you 831 game. So this one have less game in this one than the one previously. Previously, I think was 868 game. This one only has 831 game. So what I'm going to do is combine both of them together plus my pinball and add more emulator to it, because this one does support different emulator, not just the main, but it also support FBA and also support Nintendo and other stuff. So I'm going to add all those games in here as well. Okay, so before you do that, you will have to set up your Wi-Fi. So I have Wi-Fi already, cable directly plugged into it, but I'm also going to set up the Wi-Fi so I know what is the IP address. So I'm going to press A. And make sure you have a keyboard plug-in, because it's going to ask you for a keyboard password when you type in your password. I think I select the wrong one. Let me get out here. I'm supposed to select Wi-Fi, but I think I select the how do I get out? I press A, it's not getting out. Why? Okay, X's. Oh, I am in a white screen, sorry. I think I pressed the button too many times. Okay, so I got my keyboard already plugged in. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, do you want to launch the Raspberry configuration? I guess so. No, I don't want to do this one. So B, okay. Connect to Wi-Fi. I'm gonna select enter. And I'm going to connect to, oh, it doesn't see my other one. Let's try cancel, try again. Let me do disconnect. And this. There you go. I saw the one I need to be in. So I'm going to press enter. Now it's asking you to enter the password. So let me make it darker so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm gonna type in my password. Press enter on my keyboard. Okay, now it's connecting. Excuse me. Now there's a couple of things we have to do that make the image better. Is whenever you burn something, you want to reinstall the theme and everything, so all the theme and video will be good. The Wi-Fi is going to be 121. The direct connection cable is going to be 98. So I got 121 and 98. So that's fine. So I exit out because I have two cable. Now I'm using the what you call it, the speaker plug into this. So I wanted to go to my speaker audio and set up my speaker so I have sound. And I'm using the 3.5 plug. So make sure you do the 3.5, okay? Because otherwise the sound's not coming out of the speaker. It's gonna come out from HDMI cable. But HDMI cable doesn't have audio. So that's why the system is getting confused. So you have to select let me zoom in. You want to select the second one called the headphone 3.5 mm jack. Okay, so you do OK, do OK again. All right, so it finished. It kick you back out here. So now there's one more thing we have to do to make the sound work, is by pressing the start button. and you want to go to the sound setup, the sound setting. Okay, so you press A and make sure you got the sound turned up all the way up to 100, and change this to a speaker, and then leave everything the same. Leave this one both. You can leave that one on and speaker 100%. Then you go back, and then you want to quit and restart the system. So say yes. So that's all you have to do to set up the speaker. Okay, so if you see, the screen is the actual screen is this way. See, this is the screen for Centipede, same with Dig and Duck, and then we rotate it by this way. So you want to set in config.text, you want to say display underscore rotate equal 3. Okay, because the default is equal 1, so you want to change to equal 3. Okay, otherwise it's going to be rotating in the opposite direction for some reason. Now actually it's going to rotate from this direction to this direction because it say 1, so it's rotate 1. So you want to say rotate 3, so be 1, 2, 3. Be down here, so be 1. This display rotation 1, 2, 3, and now it's facing correct direction. All right, so we're going to go to retro, and we are going to upgrade the version. Oop. So we're gonna go to retro. We're not gonna do retro alt yet. I don't think we need to on this one. We're gonna do RetroPie setup, because this video, this image does not require you to change the screen, because it displays the screen pretty much in full screen. I think, yeah, it is in full screen. This black thing is not the screen. So this is the full screen. So we're gonna do, first thing we want to do is do the update retro script. So the first thing we want to do is we want to update the script. That's the first thing you want to do. Oh, before I do that, let me see what I have. Right now, this version is 4.4. This version is 4.4.5. Okay, we're going to update it to a 4.5.4, the latest version. So right now it's 4.4.5, and today is December 2019. I think today is 28. Okay, so right now on December 28, 2019, that's not the latest version. So we're going to upgrade this to the latest version. Okay. So we're gonna do update the script by pressing A. Say yes. Say, are you sure? Yes, you want to. All right. So you're gonna do OK again, and it's going to run the script. You're gonna see the bottom is gonna start, and now it's updating to 4.5.5. So last time I did it was 4. Now it's 4.5.5. Okay. So as you can see, it's 4.5.5 now. That's the version right now. And then the next thing you want to do is configure the tool. So we did the upgrade. We're going to configure the tool, and then we're going to do the managing package. So all this should be very quick. It shouldn't take a long time. All right, so we are going to scroll down to A37 because we want to configure the splash screen. A37, which is the splash screen configuration. Okay, so let me zoom back out a little bit. So as you can see, that is the A37, the number A37. So let me bring it back up. A37. Okay, you want to select A37, press A. Then we are going to enable the splash screen randomly. Right now it is disabled. See, so we're going to press A, and then we're going to choose the second one. We're going to choose random on splash from this location, home pie, retro pie, splash screen with an S. Okay, so whatever you put in there is going to, whenever it boot up, it's going to show the image of the game or the video. So you want to use your own custom splash. So randomly your own splash screen. Press A. Say OK. Now if you could see, it is enabled. Okay, so you're done here. Cancel. Press A. Alright, so press back again. And then now the next one is, we did the configure script. Now we did the update script. Now, and then we just finished the configuration tool. So the next one is on the top called managing package. So go up one and press A. Now you want to install the managing core package. Okay, press A. Then you want to install update all core package from binary. Choose binary, do not choose source. Okay, trust me, just choose binary. It's going to mess up if you choose the other one. Say yes. Okay, so now it's installing binary. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to install the vertical theme. So that way when your emulator is running, you will have your vertical image instead of just that boring one just going sideways. So you have an option to choose a different one. So the one that is real good that work with the vertical screen is called the vertical underscore limit. I think limit something. Limit edition, or we find out when we get there. This one take about like maybe about less than a minute for this to finish. So it doesn't take that long. It's about 1 minute. So you want to do all this whenever you get a new image. It's a good idea to do all this, okay? So whenever you burn an image to SD card, you want to do this. Now, there is one thing you want to do, and that is to increase the space, because you burn an 8 gig to a 6 gig into a 32 gig, and you want to utilize all the space. So you will have to increase the space. So while that thing is updating, let me go get my note. Okay, still doing it. It's still backing up. So I guess it's gonna take more than a minute. It's already in 1 minute past already. Okay, it's done. So roughly about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, we're gonna do okay. Okay, all right. So everything is done. We are going to go back, and we're gonna go back, and then we're gonna exit out here. Okay, So this portion is to increase your SD card. So you have enough space on your SD card so you could do more things with it. So I'm going to press F4. All right. So based on this screen, if you zoom into it, you could see that it's using 15 gig, but 13 gig is used. So available is 1.76. Okay. So you only have 1.76 gig available using 89%. But we have a 32 gig. We don't have a 16 gig. So this image is actually for a 16 gig image. The last one we have was an 8 gig. So I apologize. You have to use a 16 gig to burn the VertiWild version 1.7. So this image requires you to have a 16 gig to burn this one. So it's a 16 gig image, and it's not for the. And right now I'm running a Raspberry Pi B+. Okay, and so I'm gonna go ahead and type in the B. I press F4. We're gonna resize it. So I want to show you what D. We're gonna type DF and minus uppercase BM. Okay, so it's telling you that you have 1,000, which is a 16 gigabyte available that is not being used. Available. This is what you're using. So we're going to type a command to mount that, so we won't be running 89%, we'll be running less, maybe 50%. Okay, because we're going to get this space that we have are not being used. So we're going to utilize the full capacity of the SD card. So we're going to run a command called sudo code. This is only for RetroPie. It's not VertiBox. So VertiBox, you don't have to type pseudocode. So Raspberry Pi, you have to type pseudocode raspi-config. Okay, config config. So let me move the screen a little bit over. Alright. So that's what we are typing. So we press enter. Now it recommend you change the user password. Okay? Because whenever you get a system, you want to go ahead and change your password. Alright, because if you don't, you have a temporary password, and they recommend you change the password. So we're gonna go ahead, zoom out a little bit so we can see the screen. So let's go ahead and change the password. We like to enter the new password for the username is Pi. Okay. Now at the very bottom is asking you to type in the new password. So I'm just going to type in my password. Okay. Press enter. Type it again. I hope I type it right. Okay. Password has changed successfully. Okay. Just press OK. Now write down your password. If you change it to something different other than like Raspberry, then you want to go ahead and write it down because you're going to forget. Because the default for to get in here is called username Pi, and the password is Raspberry. 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 Okay, so we got that taken care of. You could do overclock as well if you want to overclock the system, but since we are using all the old game, we don't need to. And we are going to choose number 7, advanced option, to configure and adjust the setting. Okay, so we're going to use number 7. Then we're going to choose number 1, A1, expand the file system. Ensure that all of the SD card storage. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit. You can see what I'm saying. So we're going to expand file system. All right, so press enter. Alright, the root partition has been resized. The file will be enlarged upon the next reboot. So you want to go ahead and reboot it. So we are finished. Press select finish, enter. Say, do you want to reboot now? Yes. You want to say yes, reboot. Alright, so we pretty much finished, but I want to go ahead and do F4 again to show you what it looked like. So before, when we first got in, zoom in, now we are only using 46% because we now have extra space. Well, before it was a 1.75 and now is 15 gigabyte we still have on this space, on this system. We only use 13 gig. So it recognizes the SD card as a 29 gig storage. So you have 15 gig available on the 32 gig. So you only use 13, you still have. So I use a 32 gig XD card. So that's how you increase the space, because whenever you use a smaller image and you put it on a bigger SD card, it doesn't use the whole the SD card. So you have to increase it. So that's what I did right here, just to increase it. Okay, so I'm going back and restart the emulator. All right, so now we are ready to install the what you call it, we're going to press the start button on the joystick, and we're going to do the what's that, scrapper. And what that do is going to, no, not that one, we do that one last. We're going to do the, I'm sorry, it's not here. We're going to press B again. Okay, we're going to go to the Raspberry Pi, and we are going to do the theme. Sorry. We're going to add an extra theme. Excuse me. Before we do that, I want to see what kind of theme you have that this thing come with. So theme set is the normal is called carbon. That's what you see while go the straight horizontal, and then you have indoor, and then Comet 43, wheel auto, art book. Okay, so it has a couple of different ones, which is, I don't know, I didn't know those will work on the vertical. Let's try that one. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that is pre-installed with the theme set. So I just went and select the one with the wheel art, so that rotate like a arcade. So I'm gonna go down and go back. Let's see if it changed. Okay. Say emulation station crash. If this is a first time boot to VertiWild, make sure you are using the correct image for your system. Huh. All right, the system crashed. So we are going to type sudoku reboot. One thing I do find out is that a lot of images, somehow there's always something wrong with it. I don't know why. It's never perfect. And unless you know how to fix it, sometimes I get irritated by it because I mean I got a lot of Raspberry Pi, but they always have some problem with it. And sometimes this is it's called vertex image, and sometimes I get kind of annoyed by it. Maybe we need to go ahead and upgrade the theme, because the theme probably need to be updated, because when we change the theme it just crashed on us. So let's see if we could. Now before you download all theme, I go ahead and select the one called the vertical, and I think that one is 108. So we're gonna scroll all the way down to 108. It's called a vertical underscore limit. There's two of them, but this one is the best one. This one, if you have other than, you know, like there's one over here, it's called vertical pack. That one, it does not support, they only support Arcade. So if you have more than Arcade, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna show you the picture art. So what I recommend is not the 108, but the other one called Arcade vertical limited. There you go. Vertical limited vertical theme. Okay, that's the one I recommend using, and that one is 148. Now that number might change because depend on what version you have. If other people add more theme to it, then that theme, the number will be changed right here, but the description should be the same. So it's by Retro Hersey 69 vertical underscore limited vertical theme. So press A to install that one. And that's the only one that is the best one that actually supports vertical screen. And that's the one I recommend. Go ahead and use that to install. And the other one doesn't really support it. So go ahead and it's easier to go ahead and cancel and go back in, because that way you don't have to scroll all the way down to 140. Okay, so we're gonna do update install theme. All the theme that is already there, I want to go ahead and update it, so we have the latest version, so it won't crash when we try to change it. A while ago it crashed. Okay, we don't need our keyboard no more, so we're gonna put it on the sides. We're gonna update the theme, and then the next thing we're gonna update is we're gonna update all the other one. Then we're gonna download the theme gallery. Okay, so we did the update, all install theme. Now we're gonna do download. All right, and that might take a minute or two. So once that's done, you are ready to transfer file to your SD card, because you have 15 gigabyte. So we're going to transfer all the file over, and then we could go ahead. After this is done, you could do a scraper. What scraper does is it will give you, well, we could do that last after we transfer all the picture, and then if we don't have picture for the other one, we could do the whole thing and then let it sit there, and you could go, because that might take the whole day. It depends how much image you have. So okay, now it's finished. We are done with all the upgrade we need to do. Oh, still, never mind, it's still running at the bottom, so it's not done yet. So once this black screen at the bottom disappear, then you could go ahead and cancel, exit out, and then you could go to track mode, and then you go to computer, and you could type in the word retro, and then the password, which is username Pi, and the password that you set it. So my password is called raspberry. So I'm gonna type in raspberry lowercase. Once I log in, then I could copy all the, see, now it's done. So we could go ahead and cancel. And we're done. So then you could press B and press start button. You press the start button, you could do this next, or you could do the change the theme. Let me go ahead and change the theme, see what it look like now. So we could change it to the vertical limited vertical theme. Okay, I'm gonna do back and quit, then restart the system. Yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm combining the first video that we did. It's called the vertical 801 classic. Okay, we're gonna copy all the game into this system. See, this is the vertical emulator. So now the thing doesn't crash because I went and update the theme. So now you could go up and down. You could have your main, your option, your flavor, and then when you install a PC engine, you know, all the pinball that I'm gonna add in here, you're gonna see Turbo 16, you're gonna see Nintendo, you're gonna see Super Nintendo. Okay, so right now this is what it have. Okay, so it look prettier, but the option is the same. You know, you press let's go press enter. The theme look like this, but you have a video because this one support the video. See, as you can see, there's a video down there. So that's one. This one is better than the ones called a vertical 801 classic. This one is called a VertiWild version 1.7, and you can find this in Arcade Punk. Just type in Vertex VertiWild WILD, and you will be able to find this, and then you could add your own snap. You could use a system to look for all the snap picture that's missing, and the video you will have to add it yourself because it doesn't find a video for you, so you will have to put that in. So that's pretty cool, huh? So this is the one that have the picture, but oh, it does have some video. That's good because I thought it doesn't have it. I think some of them have the same name, it doesn't show it. So I'm gonna do that scrap, so it will find all the picture for me. Okay, so I'm gonna press B to get out right now, and let's go to the track mode, see what it look like. Go to, and then we could, this one is pretty cool. You could go to track mode, you could come back to emulator, so you don't get stuck with just, you know, one. You could go back and forward, so that's quick. That's better. So I really like this image. That I'm not sure who created, but I like to thanks them for creating this. And if I'm able to put all this together and work, I will update this image, and you guys could download it. So it will have all the Nintendo plus the video, the pinball, and so it automatic default. You see now they have sound. So my sound is not turned up in the back real loud, but you can hear the sound. So the sound is low, it's good, so I won't get in trouble with YouTube because of copyright. Not really YouTube, but by anybody who YouTube tries to protect us by telling us that you cannot have the video up loud because people will flag it and you will get in trouble by them. So that's why we are not allowed to give you the stuff, but the image we could give it to you once I get it set up. So it's by this is the ROM you want to look for in Arcade Punk. That's the name. And instead of a blast, what do you call this, bezel, they have the bezel on the top and bottom. They don't have it when the game is starting. When you run in the game, the bezel is not on the left and right, which makes sense because, you know, the game is actually should be, the bezel should be on the top and bottom, because when you're playing this, not all the arcade is really a vertical screen. So what it did is actually stretch it. But if you actually play it, it's not all game is really that really made for verticals. Only a little bit of vertical, not the full vertical. So it's showing you the arcade classic, your favorite, and then your Atari. So break it down to a different game system. But there's only 831 game in here. But it's nice that they break it down like that, so you know exactly what company you could go to, that directly to that company. So let me just go into May, and let me show you one game real quick. Go to arcade. Oop. No, I don't want to reboot. So when you're in arcade, instead of pressing A, you're gonna press B to get in here. Okay. Now here's all the arcade, all the different ones. Oh, this one did not have an icon. That's why it's called. So if it doesn't have an icon, it calls itself main. See, there is a bezel. If I pronounce it right, the one at the bottom, one on top, and then everything else. This is the normal screen size for the vertical game. But if you don't want that, you can remove that and then stretch it wider. So. Wow, this game is kind of acting weird, the video. I wonder if you play it, is it going to be the same problem? Now talking. Okay, here's the game. Yeah, this video does have problems, see that? This game, it does have the problem. So, and most of this ROM is like in Asian ROM or something. So I need to re-download this image because this image is messed up. See that? So I'm gonna press home button, select and start to get out. Huh, can't get out of the game. Alright, need to go reboot it. This game has some problem. So yeah, not all the image is perfect. So those are the stuff that I find out that whenever I get the image from other people. If you create your own, you have to set up every single one of them because not every game uses the same emulator. Special for the arcade. Some arcade require May 2000, some require May 2003, 2000. what's the other one? 2003, 2010, 2014, or some of them use the FBA, Final Burnout, 2012, 2014, 2016, Final Burnout version. So you have a lot of different versions, depend on the ROM version as well, where you download from. Some of the same game support different version of May. So if you some of the same game, if you download it and you support 2000 May 2000, then you have to use May 2000. Otherwise it won't work. So that's the hard part about it. And so this one comes with all the May already configured for you. So that's one thing good about it. For Nintendo, you only set up for one emulator and it works for all the game. For Sega Genesis, just set up one time and all the game will work. So that's one thing good about the home console, is easier to set up. But for the let's see, we probably find something that we could just play easier. Let's see. Yeah, let's choose SNK. Keep on press A button. Press B button. I like the emulator better because you could choose alphabet order and then you could choose the game you want to play. And now the emulator, they support the video snap, so you don't have to use the track mode. So let's try this one. So once I get this going, and if I able to add more ROM to it and everything work, I'll do a backup. I'll do another video and show you what I did, and then also give you the link so you could download this new image that I created, and hopefully that image will allow you to have more fun, be a more complete vertical image. And hopefully it's not going to be more than 32 gigabytes, but let's see what happens. If it turns out it's going to be more, I will probably have to redo it again and create another image, put it into another bigger SD card. But yeah, here's the game. This one played just fine. Yeah, the first one I tried, it did have some problem. So, why it's not shooting? Oh, press the one button. Oh, I'm gonna die. Alright, let me see if I could get out of the game. How do you get out of the game? I press the select and start and I can't get out of the game. Alright, I'll figure it out and I'll put it on the description how to get out of the game, because right now I have a problem getting out of the game. So I'll put that in the description once I figure it out. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye bye.